quick video about how to make seating charts in PowerSchool. So first of all, make sure that you're logging into the teacher version of PowerSchool. And once you're in there, you want to select the class you're going to work with. So this icon right here is the seating chart icon. Once you select that icon, it's going to take you to the place where you would take attendance by seating charts. So you'll see I have a couple of different seating charts in here that I can take attendance from. The tab that you want to be in, though, is seating chart design. So this regular seating chart one is just for when you're taking attendance, but you can make modifications and create new seating charts in the design tab. So I'm going to teach you how to make a new layout today. You use this drop-down menu to select new layout. First thing you want to do is give it a name. So I usually start with the room that I'm in, and then, you know, whatever you're going to call it. Give it a name, finish. What that's going to do is give you this blank page here. The next step is to create your room layout. So you have three options. You can either look at just plugging in rows and columns, which will give you basically a grid to populate. If you have tables in your room, you can select tables. Something to know about this, if you do have tables, this number is how many tables you have in the room. Chairs per table, it would be how many seats you have available per table. So some of those like smaller lab tables kind of things are 2 per table. Maybe in the art room there might be 4 or 6 or 8. And then tables across is how many of those tables are going to fit across the room. And then you can also add individual chairs. So I just hit chair and it gave me a chair. But usually teachers are going to set this up by rows. So when you think of rows, those are how many deep are in your room, chairs per row, or how many columns of chairs. So I know that next week when we're all in, I will probably have 5 columns and likely have 5 seats in each of those columns. So I'll put together that grid and then you'll see that it's going to give me this grid of seats. Now, if I had, say, 24 and I wanted to delete one, you just highlight it, hit delete, and it takes it away. One thing that I recommend as you're setting these up is that you give yourself an object in the room as an orienter for which way is front. So you could put the board at the front. That's one object. You could put where the door is in your room. You could also put the teacher desk in there. So, you know, you might have a board and a teacher desk. It's not necessary, obviously, that you put all of the objects in, but it is helpful for you to have at least an orientation to where the front of the room is. And then there are 2 ways to populate the seating chart. You can either use a pre-populating mechanism, so you can sort alphabetically. Male, female wouldn't help us much. You could have it randomly populate. If you're doing alphabetical, you can choose A to Z or Z to A. You can choose it by last name or first name, and then you choose where it would start. So I could say from the bottom right, alphabetically, Z to A by first name just to mess the kids up. I could add all of those kids, and then it pops all of my students into that seating chart. And if I don't like where one of them is, I can X him out and put him in a different seat. So you can, you know, adjust the autofill as necessary. You can move students around very easily. And you can create new layouts. Once I save this, you'll see I can create a new layout. So if I changed my seating chart as of 322, I can start from a pre-existing layout from something that I've done in the past. Choose the one that I'm doing pre-existing 109 all in. We'll say finish. And now it takes me to what I had before, and I can just adjust this in the design and move students around and add desks as I want to. So you make your changes here in this seating chart design, you hit save when you're done, and it saves your layouts. If you have too many layouts and you have to thin them out, I have a lot of layouts right now. I would just click on that, hit the edit, delete, and it'll take that layout out for me. So it's a pretty easy way to keep seating charts. It's nice to be able to take attendance with these seating charts once they're set up. And if you do have to change seating charts, as we're finding in the next couple of weeks, you can sort of keep a historic stack of seating charts here in PowerSchool and not worry about having a binder full of them. So I hope this is helpful. Please feel free to stop by my office if you have any additional questions. Thanks.